Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and I think I've been live for a little bit. YouTube is giving me some errors. But I am going to be streaming The Lord of the Rings online, and I'm going to be on Anor playing my Runekeeper. We're going to be continuing going through West Rohan, but the big thing today is Deeping Wall, the only raid for the Rohan epic battles, and on my screen, the stream is still black, so hopefully that gets working because again, I did get an error when I tried to start this. But I need to see if my speaker is working this time, and it looks like it actually is, so everything with audio should be working, but right now I'm echoing, so just got that fixed. But the in-game audio, I could hear it, but it's very quiet, so I need to turn my volume like way up. Yeah, there we go. So I can actually hear the in-game audio, so that's nice, and everything with Discord should be working, so shouldn't have any issues with audio finally. But anyway, today I'm going to be going through just more of the West Rohan questing on my Runekeeper here. It looks like we are ready to start Underharrow, and I have the book quest and I think another like breadcrumb quest to turn in here. And about in an hour we should be running the Deeping Wall epic battle, so I have quite a bit of time here to quest before we actually start that. And people are saying hi to me in kin chat, so I should probably say hi back. I don't know who else on. Okay, yeah, this character's still like way behind level 80 something. I haven't gotten 1 to 95 yet, so I am going slow and just taking the opportunity whenever we do a kin event to go ahead and level up some. And on that note, we have the plus 100% VIP XP boost going on this weekend, which is nice. But I should probably get to saying hi to everybody in the chat. 3 people before this stream started: RPG, Doe, and the Gamer Gaming Games. So hi to you all. And then Xavier Bio, hi to you. And then Johnny Biscuit said hi as well. And do I want a biscuit? I don't really like biscuits, actually. So I'm having a weird noise coming through my speaker, but I just think it's like the environment in the game. It's like a little cricket sound, little background. Hey Stan JN, you said what happened to my female characters? So I used to have like a lot of my original characters in LOTRO were females because I didn't like the male avatars and like the models they had for them, and it was like really bothersome. Ooh, it looks like I have a travel quest here. So eventually, like with the elves and high elves, I like them a little bit better. The race of man-humans and hobbits and dwarves. I don't really play hobbits and dwarves anyway, but those ones I don't really like. So I was finally able to make some male characters. It's kind of a thing, I guess, when I was younger. For some reason, I just made female characters more. I don't entirely know why, but that's what I did. So Xavier asked if I play World of Warcraft, and I haven't in a while, but I have played it a lot. The thing with WoW is, to me, the gameplay is less fun, even if like the content for like the latest updates and expansions might be good. I'm not really sure. The actual like gameplay with the classes, I feel like, has greatly deteriorated over the past few years. And there are some periods where I have enjoyed like lower level stuff with classes, but just the gameplay gets repetitive very quickly to me in that game. So occasionally, like with the low level stuff again, if I do that, just because leveling is one of my favorite things to do in WoW, and on that note, leveling has become like less of an emphasis as time has gone on with WoW and more focus on in-game. But with that, I do occasionally like enjoy leveling and playing the classes and all that with that. But anyway, we can move on from that. And Johnny asked, do I know anything about the new legendary server? Is that supposed to come out in autumn? Pretty much all I know is that there is going to be one. At least there are plans for one, and that it might be one of the Eye of Sauron servers that they've been talking about. I think that's supposed to be a part of the new legendary server where the Eye of Sauron opens and makes enemies stronger, but at the same time it gives you a buff that you are stronger while that's open. So a little bit weird with the balance, just making enemies stronger and yourself stronger. But yeah, that's about all I know with the legendary server, that it should be coming out sometime this year, but I don't know entirely when. We are going to be running out of time this year at some point soon. We have about 4 months, slightly less than 4 months left. And Xavier, you asked if I have played WoW Classic. I have, but I pretty much got through what I wanted to get through with that. I wasn't too interested in like endgame content with WoW Classic, so I did my playtime through that and enjoyed it. I leveled a mage, and so I leveled a mage as like fire, and I was not into all of the AoE farming instances sort of thing. And then I leveled a warrior, even though shaman is like my second favorite class in WoW. I was playing Alliance, and they don't have shamans in that, so I leveled a warrior, which it was surprisingly close. I played the Fury spec. Trying to think if actually I want these legs, pants, that's what they're called. And I don't think I do, so I can get any of the ones that looks like here, the heavy armor ones sell for the most. I probably should pay attention to the armor I get and just like keep it to see if it looks good cosmetically after I get all the pieces, but I pretty much never think about that and always just sell my stuff before I do. Okay, so I need to collect prepared food in the meat hall, so I will go in the meat hall. I was about to check in there anyway, just in case there was something I needed to do. Oh, I only need to collect 3 prepared foods, and it looks like there are 4 of them. That's a bit odd. I just like leave one on the table, or it makes that disappear too. So now I need to set tables. So that's like one of the prepared foods I pick up. It's like the whole tray, the whole table's worth. And I am doing that again. This one looks less empty. I don't know, maybe the first time I didn't pay attention. This one looks fuller again with all the food. It's kind of weird that I picked up 3 and 4 got picked up somehow, and now I'm placing 8. But yeah, one thing with WoW Classic and WoW in general is I like making gold in that game. So one of my focuses, besides leveling, was actually making gold, and I probably have like 3,000 gold on that server. What server did I play? Westfall, I think. And it's just like sitting there because I don't have a subscription to the game anymore, and I haven't played it in a few months. Yeah, I've run so many epic battles on this character, it's going to be hard to find jewelry that's actually an upgrade for me. Oh, I can't. For some reason I was thinking I had to get a piece of gear. I often do that when I'm accepting a quest. I just see gear and then I try to click it. And I forgot a quest, it looks like. So the book quest, I remember doing this book quest on my Warden, like the first stream I did with Helm's Deep was on my Warden because we were doing epic battles and I was just getting through the book quest. But the Runekeeper, I'm doing a more full playthrough of like West Rohan. So I'm just now getting to the book quest here where I have to get the swords and then take them over and pick up a few more things and just keep running back and forth for a little bit. And one thing I have, there's quite a few things to talk about during the stream, but one thing I do have is actually my notepad to write down some of my things for upcoming videos. So I talked about doing like a Mordor Besieged zone review. So I actually have like my notes on that, so I can give a complete review, because I found when I like try to go back and do reviews or something, I saw the ring over her head. That kind of made me think I didn't actually need to carry those, which wouldn't make much sense, but it like went back to just like quest progress once you actually got it there, so probably telling you where you need to go, but that was a little bit weird. But yeah, since I'm going through Mordor Besieged on Luiden, and I think I'm about done with that, I'm not entirely sure. I set up a stream tomorrow actually to go back to that on him. That'll be tomorrow morning. But I should have a zone review with that, and basically why it's so enjoyable, because I really did enjoy that zone. But I'm going to be comparing it a little bit to West Rohan. I know they're like completely different time periods with LOTRO and just completely different zones, but because I'm going through West Rohan on my Runekeeper at like the same time, I won't like directly compare them, but just to see how different they are, I think that'll be interesting. So far, I am enjoying West Rohan more than pretty much anything I've done in East Rohan. I will say that it's not as bad as I thought East Rohan was. And I didn't even quest all the way through East Rohan. I don't think I did like the Hype Bull dailies and all the dailies with the towns and all the warbands and just some scattered quests. But because I wasn't enjoying it, like the first time through, I kind of stopped with the storyline and all that. And with the legendary servers, I would have gone through it again, but I didn't start playing until like later in the Rohan period here, so I never actually went through all the quests. I do plan eventually to get another character and actually go through all the quests. I think like streaming something like that, at least for me, would make it more enjoyable and give me more motivation to actually go through those. But in other news, one reason the stream was about to be delayed, it wasn't delayed fortunately, but I had my couch. I talked about this the last stream that I got half a couch on, when was it, Wednesday? I got the box. And today I got the second box for that, so it's like two, I think this one was like a 60-pound box and the other one was 80-pound, but two big boxes of a couch that I put together, and it came really late in the day, about an hour before the stream is when I was like finishing getting it set up. And I am totally distracted, so I need to pay attention to the quest reward, and I don't think I want any of these. Let me see what they look like just in case. That one looks pretty boring. Oh, they all look pretty boring. They're all like the same. There's, oh, and I can't, here I am trying to pick a quest reward, and once again, I cannot. But yeah, having a couch again is pretty exciting and nice. It is comfortable. I was like a little bit skeptical on it just because I ordered a couch like off Amazon, and it was relatively cheap, so I wasn't sure if it'd actually be comfortable, but I really did like a lot of reading reviews and different things like that, and it actually is comfortable and surprisingly nice. Anyway, I need to collect orc sigils, collect org teeth, and talk to Horn at the Dark Door in Underharrow. On top of that, I need to search trees, and I think that's to the south, and then also find Dunburg to the south. I was heading north because that's where a lot of the white was for the Book 12 Chapter 2 quest, but I think most of that can be done to the south, as far as I know at least. And the Dark Door in Underharrow is probably not the Paths of Dead, because that is West Rohan, or I mean East Gondor? West Gondor, I think. Because we're in West Rohan. Hold up. Let me just make sure I have this right. So there's Far and Orion, East Rohan. We are in not Edoras. Here we are. The Paths of the Dead takes you to the Blackroot Vale, which if we zoom out of that should be, yeah, Western Gondor. And then there's Central Gondor. Okay, just making sure I had things right in my head, because I thought it went to West Gondor. It's a little bit weird. It's kind of hard to tell maybe on that map. If you go way out of this map, it's even harder to tell, I think, but West Gondor and West Rohan connect somewhere. Okay, yeah, if that's Dol Amroth, they connect somewhere around here, basically. I don't know if that little keep-looking thing, maybe that's supposed to be like Helm's Deep, where my mouse is cursor, and that's supposed to be like Edoras or something. I'm not entirely sure, but that's just a possibility. It sounds like I am getting attacked and actually kind of close to dead. Oh, too close to dead. If I was a little bit faster about getting back to the combat, I could have actually done my bubble and survived that, but I was just being slow and not really caring too much. Fortunately, I have one revive. I think it has like a 2-hour cooldown, so I should try to not die again. Oh, they're still coming. It's been so long since I've done combat on this character, besides like in the epic battles, I mean with questing. Did a little bit of killing animals, unfortunately for the Edoras quest, but there were a ton of quests inside the town, and like fishing and things like that, and picking some herbs for tea, and doing a whole bunch of chores that I didn't really get around to doing too much combat. Oh, and one thing I actually want to do is play fire for a little bit. I need to do that for a couple of reasons. I guess I don't need to do that, but want to do it for a couple of reasons. First, I think fire is fun. Where do I want to go from here? So I put points in will. I think because in the yellow line, I wouldn't really get much until tactical crit chance, but I could start building that. The 643 will is a little bit, but I don't need tactical mastery that much. I'm actually over 200%, which I probably have like a 5% boost or something. I think usually DPS specs have something like that. So I'm thinking now is actually the time to rebuild, because I don't really care too much about the healing stuff, and getting a better build for my level, and especially now that I'm leveling up, would be a good idea. So I think I can get pretty much the standard DPS boosting things in the red line here. Actually, it's kind of weird with the red line. I usually don't like the volcanic runestone being ground targeted. It's okay if it is, but I am not, like, I don't depend on that. Mystifying Flames. I might get Scathing Mockery. Probably won't use it too much, but let's see. I wonder if I did have 3 points before in the Molten Rock. The increased damage on that would be nice, but ground targeted I don't think is going to be all that helpful. So maybe I'll spend the last 3 points. Wonder if I should get Scathing Mockery. It's not the best, but it's probably worth the point. Okay, now that that's done, we can get back to some combat, and I don't know where the wargs are. I'm doing the purple quest now, which is searching trees, I think. I thought I already searched a tree because there was one back there. Oh, there's actually purple right there too. It was probably, I couldn't tell there was the purple for the quest, the Spirits of Harrowdale. Oop. Oops, I guess I didn't use, I thought I was casting Essay of Fire that whole time. So now I can actually use Scathing Mockery. But yeah, I think there were trees back there, and I thought I already searched one, but I guess I never did. So there should be, okay, it's just the book quest. Probably there's like an orc like the one I just killed when I got to the tree that counts why there's a little ring right there. I feel like I'm questing very slowly now, but sometimes that happens. I think it's just, for me at least, been a long day so far. And I'm ready to like relax and have fun here on LOTRO, but it makes me feel like the questing is going very slowly. and I'm also not like completely focused on all that I'm doing here. Oh, there's the work falling out. Yeah, fire has some surprising burst damage with their opener. It's like, in general, I think of the lightning spec as being more burst damagey, and fire is like sustained damage over time, but the opener, at least for fire, is pretty strong once you actually get your induction off with Hesea fire. I think I talked about the same thing at a video today, the 7 tips Runekeeper one. And I think I talked about a lot of the stuff in that. I didn't really intend to like do a Runekeeper stream right after having that video. It just happened to be the first like class the 7 tips video that I got done. And then I'm like just going through West Rohan on the Runekeeper, and I would have been doing that regardless since it's Friday and we're doing epic battles, and I like to combine the two. Because I do like to stream kin events and might as well get some quest progress in the relevant area at the same time. I feel like combustion used to be stronger, at least on my high level Runekeeper. Maybe there are like legacies for that, but I think it only hit that warg for like 2000 damage. At least that's what I thought happened. I could look in the combat log. Yeah, it just did 2,284, so it did very little damage, especially compared to what it says it does. And it of course didn't get the AoE because there's only one enemy. I think the AoE, yeah, the AoE is actually the stronger part of it. Not even sure it would really be too worth using in single target. Otherwise you could just stay at max attunement. I think some of your skills get increased damage at higher attunement. Fiery Ridicule does. Don't see that Word of Fire does. Fiery Ridicule might be the only one. Distracting Flame and Scathing Mockery, yeah, they don't get any benefit. So I still need 5 more Warg Teeth. I did find 1 Warg, and I think I saw one earlier and didn't realize that I should probably be trying to kill those more, but it looks like the ring for the book quest is way in the southeast. So I should be safe to just run southeast and see what I find along the way. But maybe before I do that, I'll turn in these quests for the little town here to Ellen and see where that leads. I think this character, I still need to do his crafting. Pretty sure I can collect the logs, but yeah, I still don't have the Eastamnet Prospector actually done. Looks like I can do some of that. I could actually maybe do that if we have any like down period where I just need to do something real quick. That'd be a good thing. Oh yeah, I already looked at the necklaces, already looked at the cloaks. Oh, the cloaks isn't even that quest. Okay, so a few more things. These are probably going to be... Well, assembling the warriors is here in town, it looks like. I don't know if this is much of a town, but in the camp at least. Camp is probably a better word. They do have like tents and a couple buildings, like a whole perimeter around it, but this would be a tiny town. So I need to collect sacks, so that's all here in Underharrow, and then the other quest is to scout some areas. So that's the white quest now, so one in kind of Dunharrow and then one to the west, which I think that goes to Westfold, which is where Helm's Deep is. Yeah. Okay, so 2 more sacks. Don't need the milestone. There are some, but I don't think those are the type I need. Oop, I just targeted something over here. Now all I want to target is the milestone. There's a sack, okay. I still have a messy inventory. Looks like I also got the return to breeze skill. That's kind of random, but just looking at my inventory and its messiness. Oh, I need to assemble warriors. Alright. Only problem is, I don't see anything to actually do for assembling warriors. I thought I would have to talk to some townspeople or something. Let's see, there is a ring to the southwest, so we'll just see what that looks like. Or... oh, they call little like training dummy type things warriors, I guess. So I need to find some sticks. I was looking for like actual warriors, actual people that I need to like talk to and assemble them together, get them ready for combat. I really don't know because I'm targeting in the town. I don't see any sticks glowing. I know they're kind of tiny, but there's still a ring to the southwest, so maybe I just need to ignore the part that's actually in the town with the quest tracker there. Because here I see another stick, and it kind of makes sense, I think, that it would be more outside of the camp. Are these the new... yeah, these are the new gear pieces. That is medium armor. I'll probably look into getting some of that for this character and maybe my warden if I ever level her to 95. Alright, more sticks, okay. Finally seeing them a little bit. They're all in this row. I think I see the next 3 I need. I think there is one, yeah, there's one closer, but I already targeted this one. So we can get that, and now suddenly that one got assembled, like, on its own. It's like the other plate disappearing when I only got 3 of them. The 4th one just disappeared. That training dummy, or warrior as they call them, automatically assembled itself. Alright, so that quest is done, and we can do the next one. So I'll probably scout to the west first and then come back around and loop back up. These quests are not as exciting, if I'm going to be honest. Like, if there was something to make me start not enjoying West Rohan, it would be these quests here in Underharrow. And for some reason I thought Underharrow was one of the places I enjoyed more. Maybe I'm thinking Dunharrow. And I also don't really remember exactly how much I've run through. But I thought there was something in this area south of Edoras with Underharrow, or at least maybe Dunharrow, that I did enjoy. But these quests to me that I'm doing right now just don't feel quite as exciting or interesting with just what's going on with them. I'm not sure if I can jump that. Guess I can. The Worsteed's nice because it runs fast and you can make longer jumps with it, so jumping over a little stream like that, it's nice that you won't get dismounted. So I think I need to go along this windy path, and I can probably get the book quest done while here. I think we'll be far enough south. I can't tell what is all at that camp. I see a vault keeper, which is kind of weird, so I almost assume it's a full town, but there are so many things like stacked so tight together I can't see what's going on. It's kind of weird. I just saw on the map there's a legendary item person right there to the west, like just out in the middle of nowhere almost. I know there's the big camp going on there, so probably associate a little bit with that. So So that looks like a troll. I think that's what it's supposed to look like. That one looks like a troll as well. It looks like it's sitting kind of cross-legged, a little bit weird. Windy path. The winding path is wreathed by ancient pukelmen, but is otherwise clear. I'm guessing the ancient pukelmen is the troll-looking things. They didn't quite look exactly like trolls to me, but I didn't know because it was like statues if it was just happened to not quite look like them. Alright, so for the book, there is no stable master here, but random vault keeper. I kind of like the touches with that. In these little camps where there's like, well, large camp, this would actually be, that they just like randomly have a vault keeper, because it would kind of make sense that some of these places would have like some things, but maybe not necessarily all things that like a regular town would have. But right now it's just a lot of traveling. At least we're done with the windy path. Here are some orcs, a lot of orcs. I saw one warg, so I'll probably have to search around a little bit for wargs, but we can find Horn here, and I think this is again where it leads to the Paths of the Dead for like the West Gondor content, which we don't have on this server. I'm actually going to just investigate a little bit and see if I can go here. You've entered a restricted area and will be removed if you do not leave. So this will teleport me to Eredluin if I do not leave, so I actually will leave. Otherwise, if I was fine getting transported to Eredluin, or might even return you to Archidbury, I'm not entirely sure, but I think for elves it's Eredluin. It's been a while since I've been transported that way, but maybe after this quest, if I have to go like back to the town, I'll do that and actually return to Bree and get the subscriber town service daily thing that I need. So this is a time I actually think combustion could be slightly useful. It's also a time when I'd really rather be playing lightning, because fire is not that great in this situation. Yeah, there's just... Since you can't kite around and you don't really have much AoE crowd control compared to lightning, there's just not much you can do, and I'm too used to playing lightning. So all I have to do for the book quest is collect warg teeth. Maybe we can find enough wargs up here. Not entirely sure where to look for them. I'm technically in the quest path for them, but I don't even see any around this area. There's a craven. Oh, there's a warg. So maybe just so I don't have to go around that annoyingly long winding path, I can search for the wargs here. But yeah, one thing I'm finding with fire is I just want to investigate a little bit more with the updated, well, with the updates they've had to Runekeeper, the fire versus lightning, specifically for landscape, because for the longest while on my Runekeeper I've just been playing lightning on landscape because fire has been weaker, and I just wanted to kind of double check that. And now that I'm questing here, so I will play it a little bit more, but I will be not going through as many enemies like I did before. And even at some points in the past with LOTRO, it had enough AoE damage that I didn't even really have to worry about that. But it really seems like lightning's significantly better now instead of like just a little bit better, like I would say it used to be for solo like landscape content. In some situations I might still spec fire, but pretty much anything fire can do landscape wise, lightning can do better. And even in like group content, I tested on the Runekeeper and I did about half the DPS my Warden did, but it was actually pretty similar between lightning and fire. I wouldn't say they were large enough differences between the two, like just doing different boss fights and things, that it was like that one was consistently better than the other, so I might not find all these orgs here. I can turn in the Watchers of the Road quest and see where that leads, because I might need to head back south anyway, and that'd be okay. But just to get an update on time, it looks like we have about 25 minutes until 7 o'clock my time, which is 25 minutes till 8 o'clock server time. So yeah, it looks like... Wait, I actually did get more quests. From shelter to shelter, so... Find the Orc Cave in the White Mountains. Oh, so the Orc Cave... No, from shelter to shelter is north. Crate of tent sheets. So tent posts. Oh, nope. I wonder if I can do all this here, if I will need to go north a little bit. I don't know if it's like half of them you get here, half of them you pick up there, or what's going on with this, but I'm getting tent sheets and tent posts, but maybe for like the next part I need to do the shelter thing that it's talking about to the northeast. I don't know. But the Orc Cave, oops, I don't mean to open the door. The Orc Cave is to the south, so I do need to go back there. And I think that looks like it's on top of the winding path, which is really the longest part there. So yeah, but with the way these quests are going, just because they aren't the most engaging to me, I really wouldn't mind if we got done with this area a little bit quicker. Kind of odd because I felt like, I don't know, with the landscape here, like this would be a more ideal part to me. I felt like it was mounted combat that really drove me away from the quest here. But returning it to doing this content, since I didn't really do it for a long time and avoided it because the first time around I didn't enjoy it quite as much as like other things. Where was I going with that? Just returning to it, it's reminding me, at least right here, that the actual quest content to me isn't as enjoyable as some other areas. So it looks like, according to the tracker, I am done down here, and I'll have to get 3 crates of tent sheets and, I mean 1 crate and then 3 tent posts up to the little shelter to the northeast, I guess. Upborn. This area looks pretty nice. Maybe because it's like less crowded, I think it looks nicer. Ooh, another org. The main reason I would want to get the org quest done is because I've done so many of the town quests here that if the book quest actually lines up a little bit with those, which I'm not really sure it does too much in this zone in general, in this region, or even in this like time period of LOTRO. Usually it seems like the book quests, from what I remember, are like complete things in this town, and then that was a lot in Dunland, but complete things in this town and then find whoever in the next town and you can start the next book quest, which is help people in that town, and so on and so forth. Eventually they did like split up, but I just remember that being a theme for a long time in Dunland. But I will say the landscape here is better than I have given it credit for. So one thing with West Rohan is I found the landscape pretty boring, and even going back to it, I found it pretty boring as well, which is, I've talked about this, but it's odd because the idea of like a flatter area, plains area, just wide open area is actually a bit appealing to me, but for some reason the way it's done in West Rohan or something, I don't like quite as much overall. There are some neat areas there. But with West Rohan, I feel like there's more variation so far and just more interesting areas, landscape-wise. Like, even this area is pretty nice. It's not a thick forest, but a little treed area. Okay, collect orc teeth and orc cave. That is what I'm doing. Oh yeah, and we have the, I barely talked about this, but we have the double XP for VIP this weekend. And I said I'm like way behind on levels on this character, so it's a good time to also be spending more time questing while we do have like epic battles coming up Deeping Wall in about 20 minutes. I'm happy to be taking advantage of the XP boost because not only is this character low level, but the legendary servers still have the story pace debuff, which I feel like around Isengard, or really with Rohan. With East Rohan, I felt like they should have gotten rid of that. It made a little bit of sense because in Mirkwood you had 2 zones to go through, and Isengard you had the original 65 to 75 zones with Dunland and the surrounding areas, Gap of Rohan and I think Nan Kirinir. But anyway, you had those, and then on top of that you had the Great River, which was 70 to 75. But with East Rohan, you just had 75 to 85, and Wildermoor was like a full zone. And you had like warbands to give you extra XP if you needed it, but I felt like at that point, the quests and just the flow of things in the game, the XP debuff wasn't really necessary anymore. And especially, I think, going forward in the future, it would be pretty helpful. Even though like 95 to 105, there is a ton of content. I think like the progression of the content, it probably would be better if they got rid of it, especially like now that you're getting so high level, making alts, it's actually more annoying on alts than nice, even though for like the first couple updates, really, Ingmar and Moria, it was still nice on alts, going a little bit slower and being able to focus on the early zones. And another issue with the XP debuff going on right now is how quickly they went through the game. So the XP debuff would be nice if they actually stuck to the expansions and updates for longer than 3 or 4 months like they initially did. And now they are lasting a little bit longer, but I feel like the XP debuff would make more sense if you actually had the time to go through all that stuff multiple times. Or yeah, if you had like the expansion, the period lasted longer on like alts and things like that, it would just make more sense that you had the XP debuff. I really feel like I lost my total train of thought with that, but this area, so the type of quest that I like that we saw in Mordor Besieged, where I'd like go to an area and then get more quests, this is actually one of those things that I think caves in general in LOTRO are fun to go through. They're relatively uncommon, I would say, but this one's nice because I am getting more quests. I actually feel like I have more fun things to do instead of the kind of boring things where I just run around and do stuff and not really make any progress. And I think following up all the Eddora stuff, which wasn't like bad in itself, it's just following that up with more boring things and not many things to really do to start was not a good combination. But now I think things are picking up and this cave should be fun to go through, and I really get to test fire out a little bit more. Oh, something got resisted, I think, that made that fight, well, that mob just not take as much damage as he could have. Because normally, if you all see like my opening sequence here, that does quite a bit of damage, and the dots pretty much take care of the mobs from there because the SAF fire dot is pretty strong if I remember correctly. Yeah, so it takes like about 3,000 on average every 2 seconds. Oh, another quest even. Getting a lot to do in here. I spot Ethelis growing on the cave floor. That's the stuff that potions are made out of, if I remember correctly. It's like Ethelis essences or something. Yeah. No, morale potions I meant. Oops. I'm totally messing up what I'm doing in this fight. I didn't even need to run through that whole thing. I could have just cast Smoldering Wrath to begin with. But yeah, I'm really feeling like fire is not quite as good as lightning on the landscape. But the reason I wanted to play it is how I did the lightning guide, the trait build and all that stuff for it. I wanted to do something similar with fire, so just get a little bit updated perspective of the gameplay while I'm leveling here. But it's really, I don't know, going a little bit rough, I feel like. In some of the fights it's like okay, so it might even partially have to do with the mob level in my gear. But it's just good to get an idea of what is going on with that here. Otherwise, like fights like that was like perfectly fine. It's just when I do that opening sequence, I actually overkill the orcs. But then if I get more than one on me, sometimes if they resist, I have trouble. And then in any AoE situation, really, there's just not enough AoE damage to really focus on just burning things down. But it is kind of nice that I can just stand still and attack mobs and not really have to worry about running around and moving the whole time while playing. That is a little bit slower pace and kind of enjoyable because of it, but oh, I guess I'm casting a spell so I can't advance the quest. Should probably make sure that I'm actually picking up everything along the way that I need to, all the things I need to interact with. I'm going to try staying at high attunement. It's pretty hard because I always like to use combustion again on my high level runekeeper, the 120 runekeeper I have. Usually it seems like it's worth casting, so I don't know the big difference between this character and that one. On why that's the case, I kind of remember maybe there's an imbued legacy to boost combustion damage, but I just know I always actually want to use that, it seems like, on the high level one and not so much this one. I see a quest ring over here. I don't know if that is to talk to somebody, rescue somebody, or what's going on with that, but we can check up there. Getting more quests here would not be a bad thing. I already have a lot to do, but what I have to do makes sense. Oh, rescue captive Rohans. So it sounds like it's for a quest I already have. I actually forget that I have shocking words sometimes. It's not like a fire spell, but something good you can use to dump attunement if you really want and stun the mob. There's also Essence of Storm, which is still good to build 3 attunement really quickly. And actually, if I think about it during fights, if I do my opener with SA of Fire, whatever is on 5, Essence of Flame, yeah, that's what that's called. And then I can actually do Essence of Storm instead of like the runestone just to build the last 3 attunement real quick. That wouldn't be too bad. And against like single target, definitely better. But one thing I want to do, which I guess I can test now, is just the damage of the runestone. So yeah, I also feel like that used to do more damage. At one point it did significantly like less damage, it just didn't do much damage. And then they updated it and it started doing more damage, but I also feel like that has gotten weaker. So for some reason I didn't think the Fire Runekeeper went through any balance changes, so it's a little bit odd to me. It's kind of why I'm talking about it so much, that I didn't think Fire was in that rough of a spot. But it could also just be my level, and maybe higher level Runekeepers have an easier time. I know my level 50 something Runekeeper does not do that great in fire anymore. It used to be pretty strong at that level. Wow, that's not frequent that happens. So SA of Fire makes your next fire induction instant cast, but it can actually happen to SA of Fire if you don't use like a skill in between, and that actually happened. I really like the animations with fire though. So that's another reason that I like playing it, and like even questing with it, but I'm really feeling like it's definitely best in instances, and just because lightning damage is pretty crazy, it doesn't seem like it'd be too big of an upgrade for that, if even an upgrade at all. Because like I mentioned, the 85 content, at least, doing like level 85 raids, I tested it, the DPS, and I was doing pretty similar between lightning and fire. There wasn't really much of a difference, actually. Oop. Alright, this is a time to test my survivability again. But yeah, I think in landscape fights you just don't really get to get all of your dots going, and I've talked about the opening burst being strong, so your damage does actually taper off after that. Once you get all of your dots going and things like that, it probably, well, it does help a lot with damage. So if you like get full fiery ridicule, even that in AoE, and get your rid of fire and like spread that with combustion and get all those AoE things going, it's pretty nice. But it just like takes specific fights that you really only find in instances and group content. That's kind of why I wasn't sure if I wanted to pick Scathing Mockery, just because I probably won't be doing too much content on this character where I actually need to use it. Even a lot of instance fights nowadays, at least at this level, are pretty short unless we do like high tier, but we're doing epic battle, so that's like totally different anyway. I'll be playing the healing spec in Deeping Wall as far as I know. I don't think there will be much reason for me to go lightning to go DPS, which probably would be lightning. But I'm actually not entirely sure for the raid version. I feel like it just went up here. No, I'm looking at the map, but it looks like this area just ends here. And you can't actually go northwest, which, again, looking at the map, it looks the same way. But I thought, I don't know, maybe it just like looks similar, but I thought I just went up there. So I think I do need to go back and kind of circle around and burn more banners and still rescue 3 Rohirrim. All these banners I can't burn for some reason. Even with all my fire spells, they won't let me burn them. Makes me think that whoever gave me this quest actually likes the orcs. If they only want me to burn 8 banners when there are clearly plenty more. They just want to make it look like they're helping fight the orcs. Oh, I didn't even get to use like Rid of Fire or anything, because that's just one thing with Smoldering Wrath on its own, it can kill a mob. You know what I just realized? I don't actually have my interrupts and corruption removal set up, because I haven't played Fire to set those up, and I really don't like that they have the same icon. That's like super annoying. Because without actually remembering, knowing which is which, I would have no idea which skill, well, which is which. That was another situation. That fight just took so long because I was using my basic abilities, but like the last 6,000 health of that mob, he went down super quick, and Fiery Ridicule does like an okay-ish amount of damage on its own, but once you like finally get all those effects going is when, yeah, I shouldn't have used the runestone. I probably didn't even need to cast Essence of Flame after that. I'm still not seeing any banners to burn, except for those, but it won't let me burn those. And I actually made the wrong turn. I meant to turn back up there. I did not mean to go back up this way, so I will actually backtrack because I've already been here and gotten everything for the quests that are this way. I don't think I quite interrupted him. I tried to because I wanted to finish my 2 casts with Essay of Fire and Essence of Flame, and one thing you all might have just seen is that Essay of Fire randomly got its cooldown shortened, And yeah, Fiery Ridicule reduces the recovery time of Essay of Fire is a 4-piece set bonus for the Height Bolt set for Fire Rune Keepers. And oddly enough, I think the Lightning set is actually not that great. It might be a little bit, I don't remember exactly. For some reason I wasn't thinking it was that useful, so even with like all these fire boosting things, mainly the Height Bolt set, which actually does significantly help reducing the cooldown of Essay of Fire, is pretty good, but let me make sure I'm going the right way. But even like with that, that's when my DPS was about equal with Fire and Lightning, so I don't know, maybe if I had a little bit different gear, Lightning would have actually been better for even long-term DPS. So James Beveridge, you say, WoW Classic is overrated. You played from January 1, 2006. Don't know exactly when that was in terms of WoW time, but you played from them to 2017 and still wonder why anyone would waste time on Classic. I thought it was fun to go through at first, but long term, it just wasn't too much of a game for me at that point. So I missed this interesting area. There is water, which is probably very gross water, and I think I have to walk through it. Oh, swim through it. I didn't even realize it was that deep. This is a neat cave though. This section of the cave is like extra neat. That's kind of my point. I'm actually not sure that I had to swim through this. It looks like I have to go around and get back on land, and probably just like turn the other way than I did. In case anyone is wondering, you can actually swim faster in LOTRO by jumping repeatedly. So, Sven, you said with WoW Classic, because they still can't produce any better. That I would also have a tendency to agree with, because at least recently I haven't enjoyed anything in WoW too much. And as far as a lot of things go, I would prefer WoW Classic. But at the same time, like I mentioned, there wasn't anything too much long term that I really got out of Classic WoW, and I could have like played more and leveled more alts, but I felt like stuff got repetitive after going through it the initial time. My favorite time period in World of Warcraft was Wrath of the Lich King, and then I stopped playing in Cataclysm and then played again in Mists of Pandaria. And I know people disliked Mists of Pandaria for various reasons. One, because of pandas, and I think another reason was maybe the stuff going on with like the Horde versus Alliance, and then also the long time period with like no content at the end of the expansion. But from what I played of it and just like returning to the game, that was a fun period for me. So Sven, I definitely agree with you, and you said you quit Classic because of raiding. It was just too much, like 2 to 3 times a week for 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, I feel like the raiding was like, if I was too much into that. It's kind of odd because I'm into raiding in general, but I wasn't really interested in it with Classic WoW. And even like endgame instances and doing all the grinding associated with that, it wasn't really my favorite. So with the Burning Crusade, you said that was the peak and it was downfall from there on. I didn't actually, well, I did play the Burning Crusade, but I didn't really know what was going on with the game. And I didn't really do instances or anything much with that. So I don't have too much to comment on with that. But the content with Burning Crusade that I played and played through with later expansions was pretty fun. I know I play or have played WoW and made WoW videos, and with it just being a popular MMO, and at least historically often LOTRO as compared to MMO, it's kind of odd that it seems like I talk about WoW a lot during the streams, but it's not like a bad thing. I just think it's kind of odd. I think it's actually interesting to talk about. It's the main, like, the two games I've probably played most as far as MMORPGs go, which actually have something to talk about once I finish this, if I remember, is LOTRO and World of Warcraft. So it's kind of my two main things to talk about as far as like games in general go. I don't play many games. I pretty much just stick to the few games I enjoy and try to spend a lot of my time in those games. I think that's pretty fun, and it really works with MMORPGs. This is a good time to play Fire. I know it was taking a little bit to get used to, but I'm actually enjoying it now and feel like I'm doing a little bit better, maybe just because I'm used to the slowness and the build-up of the damage. But it's like super easy to just sit here and play. I just gotta make sure if I pull too many mobs, I'll need to focus a little bit more and maybe try some different things. But oh, it's already 7 o'clock. I was just looking over. I'm actually not entirely sure. I signed up for the event, but I don't think we have too many people that we like won't be able to do it, but I would like to finish this quest, and I need to defeat Guja. That's a neat name. If it's an orc name, seems kind of unique for one. It sounds to me like a female defiler type orc, or like a poisonous one. Master of the Dead Folk, is that even here? That might be outside of this. No, that's in this cave. I thought I've gone through pretty much this whole cave now. I went to the end and don't remember seeing a Guja, so maybe I did miss a part up there, but I will join the Kin Discord and I'll get back to the chat after I do that. But I do need to make sure the audio works when I do. Okay, audio is working straight, and you will probably hear my cat. She is wanting attention, I think. So I missed a lot with the comments. So James was talking about WoW was nerfed over the years thanks to whining PvPers. I never did too much PvP in WoW, but sometimes I enjoyed it. I liked the battleground system, like a little bit, honestly, compared to LOTRO. The battleground system was... So James, you said he's up on the ledge with the mob I need to kill. I don't know if you're talking about the ledge where I am or at the end room, and I just missed him. Oh, we have a ton of people on. It's been a long time since we've actually had like a raid group to do, like a raid in LOTRO. Even though we're doing an epic battle raid, it's still exciting to actually have this many people on, because I think with West Rohan, people haven't been as excited for content, and we've had like newer people join the Kin and do stuff, but some of our older players haven't been on, I think, not enjoying this stuff as much as like Angmar and Moria and Mirkwood, and even like Isengard. Yeah, so Sven... to go back to LOTRO versus WoW, that talk a little bit, you said that LOTRO is very close and similar to WoW, which you like, which I agree. It's like similar combat system and a lot of stuff. I know people like to say like LOTRO copied off WoW and things like that, but just like ignoring that, I actually like that they're similar. That's one of the reasons I started LOTRO, was because it was similar. And I think it is a fun game. Some things I do like better in LOTRO. Like, for example, I like the trait trees in LOTRO. And they're similar to the old talent system in WoW, which I prefer to their current system. So that's just like one example. I also like Middle Earth, and some of the quests in LOTRO are super fun. Let me make sure we haven't started this. But yeah, just so you all know, The Discord audio you can't hear, but I have my headphones on and hear that. And since my speakers are working today for once, I can actually hear the in-game audio a little bit. It's actually too quiet, I can't really hear it. But I need to set my default audio device to my headphones so I can turn the volume down, because they are very loud. Oh, now I hear the audio. It's probably loud. I don't know what the audio. I have like a tiny Bluetooth speaker behind my keyboard. I don't know how loud that is for you all, but if it's annoying, do let me know. I don't even know if it picks up on my mic. So to get back to the chat, since I've been missing so many things, James, you said you like the cave system. Makes you think to remember where you were and where you're going. Yeah, the cave system in LOTRO I think is pretty good. It's like all the caves are instanced off, but let's see, I'll try this way. Yeah, I'll try this way. But yeah, it's definitely true. At least you have a map, but it is important to remember where you were and where you're going. And then Sven, to finally get to that, the only thing you dislike about LOTRO is it's not popular enough. That is one thing I would agree with. With my videos and things like that, I try to get more people to play, and I hear a lot of people like try it, but I don't know how long term people that like randomly see some of my videos, how long term they are as far as playing LOTRO. And I think the recent free content period helped, but one thing is also the recent server issues haven't helped LOTRO be as popular as it could be. Wait. Oh, I'm fighting the signature. He has a lot of health. I wasn't really paying too much attention because I'm used to stuff being super easy playing Lightning, so... Okay, just gotta... So... Sorry, did you launch the battle? Okay, I did not get that. Oh, I thought you said you did start it, sorry. Oh. Okay, I didn't actually miss. So James, you said WoW copied the deeds to their achievements and cosmetic gear to the horrible transmog silliness. Yeah, the transmog is pretty crazy in WoW. Some of the things I like about it, that you can like, anything you get in the game you like collect and keep. Managing the wardrobe in LOTRO, just because there's limited space, at least for me who likes a bunch of different outfits to choose from on different characters, that can be frustrating to work with, but at the same time it at least makes more sense. And so I should be able to, I'm going to actually return to Bree so I can get the VIP daily thingy and destroy all these, and then I can use my map home to Edoras and return about that. Those are two people in my kin and in my group right now. No, I'm just running away because I got to go to the boar fountain. But actually, yeah, it's good to get back to the LOTRO and the population with it. I do wish it was more populated. It would be nice for like pickup groups for instances and doing instances while leveling and just things like that. Having more people is nice for that. Let's see, so they are talking about discussing our strategy for the epic battle, because this is actually, I think, the toughest epic battle in its raid size. The first time we got like defeated in like 5 minutes with it. But the last thing Sven said is it kind of sucks you have to buy and purchase a lot of in-game stuff, while you prefer you get full access to a game if you do pay for a sub. Yeah, that is one thing with LOTRO's monetization system I don't like as much. I don't think I'm into spec lightning, but that's okay. Can easily switch. So one thing I want to do while we're just waiting for the epic battle to start and listening a little bit to the discussion, at least what I can hear over myself talking. Oop. Oh, I can't open that because, okay. But yeah, some of the stuff like stat tomes and things like that are the more frustrating things I think you have to purchase. But as far as like expansions and quest packs, at least you get quest packs with VIP. But some of the old expansions like Helm's Deep, Riders of Rohan, all the early ones, the first 4 really, I really feel like at least those should be included with VIP. And the same thing with even Mordor. I feel like for a more player friendly system, maybe encourage more people to sub actually would be to make all but like the latest expansion be free, or be included, not free, but included with like a sub. I think that would be one thing that would help. So James, you watched LOTRO's beta in 2007 and watched it grow and mature into a fine, strong game world. Yeah, I did not start until Siege of Mirkwood time. I think later into Siege of Mirkwood, and it was pretty fun going through it the first time and exploring the world and all that. Oh, I'm going very slowly. I was like, I should be crafting faster. I wasn't really paying attention, just like doing some of these things during the downtime again while waiting for the thing to get set up. But there's a subscribers jug thing I should have in my inventory somewhere. I always can't find these things, the things you get from that daily. Yeah, so I plan to play heal spec for that. Okay. So I'm going to be playing heal spec, so I can heal the banners and like some of the items. It's pretty crazy. So I think we are still waiting to get started, and I paid attention as much as I could to the strategy a little bit. So we have a plan, and I didn't hear too much what I'm doing besides healing banners and the officers. But anyway, I should craft really fast, and what I'm going to be doing while crafting is going to the auction house and seeing if there are any Rittermark ores so I can go ahead and get finished with the East of Net tier. Oops, should probably specify ore. There's really no Rittermark ore? Oh, Skarn. Here I'm using like a WoW term where it's called ore. I think some of the early ores in LOTRO are actually called ore though. But anyway, these prices are like insanely cheaper than Arkenstone, so that's really nice. I can definitely afford getting a few of these just to get my East of Net finished. So I don't think 28 times 6 will get me as many as I need. But I can also use the ingots I get from these on my Guardian who crafts. But to get back to chat, since I've been pretty slow with that, because it's actually a good thing that there's so much chat. I think gives like more stuff to talk about and interaction. But from a while ago, James talked about WoW copying the deed system and LOTRO to like their achievements, and I covered the transmog silliness that you talked about. But yeah, I agree the deed system helped make free-to-play work a little bit more, because you could do the deeds, do like the activities in game, and then you could get LOTRO points. So that's pretty nice, and something that encourages me, even a LOTRO point hoarder who just gets a bunch from being VIP 500 every month. I have like 8,300, but it is one thing I enjoy doing with that. So James, you are going to jump into Arkenstone, which is my other server, and tomorrow I'll be back on Louisden there, but you're going to cause some trouble in Minas Morgul, which I think I should be getting to the Minas Morgul zone, or the Morgul Vale. I think that might be what it's called. Oops. But yeah, have fun in Minas Morgul, and thanks for joining the stream. I think I might need... Wow. Let me get one lump of Verdermark coal, and I can get finished with this. I think we're about to start the battle up, but I want to craft this last one just so I can be done here. That's like all I need to do here. Alright, there we go. So now I can do the Iralinga stuff. So I need to sell because my inventory is super full. Definitely want to keep the broken cloak clasp. Pretty much everything else, I'm not too much caring about some of these crafting things that I used to care about, but a lot of the ones I still do, but I just hoard way too much stuff like that. Alright, so all of that I can sell, and I'll be up a gold and a half after spending like, I don't know, close to 40 gold. I think I spent like 12, 13 or something like that. Oh, I sent... Oh, this is the... I don't know why I sent those to this character, but more of those Virtue XP things. I try to save those for when there's like a Virtue XP bonus weekend. Which, yeah, today's just the XP one. Okay, so my cat is laying on my mouse, and she has a bed-like thing on my desk because she likes to lay on my desk, so I have to do that. Anyway, I'm going to start contributing and helping with stuff, so help with this load drop. I think we need to keep 3 sides up as a raid. It's a little bit odd because I run the raid version, I thought, on Arkenstone, and didn't think there was that much like splitting up with the group. And for some reason, the first time we ran this, we only tried this like very briefly as a kin once, and but ooh, this one build. Maybe I should switch to engineer for this. I do have the 2 specs. But anyway, this one was like very difficult when we tried it. We did only have like 6 people, I think, but we ran through it and didn't really know what was going on. So we'll see how this goes. But compared to when I did do it on Arkenstone, I am talking about, for some reason I felt like it was more cohesive what is going on, and they did a good job destroying those catapults. That's when I like tried to run the solo and duo what really does the killing. And Stan, you asked why no Pelargir or the Minas Tirith epic battles? Pelargir actually is my favorite epic battle. It's still not a huge fan of that one, but as far as they go, it's my favorite. But we are playing on Honor, the legendary server, and the level cap here is 95, and we only have up to West Rohan content. We just like entered the Helm's Deep expansion era, so we do not have Pelargir or any of the Minas Tirith epic battles, so wow, that was loud. We only have these ones, the Defense of the Rohan ones, which, as far as these go, I don't enjoy all of them too much. I really don't like that they're limited to 3 players and fewer. One thing I like with Pelargir is it actually seems so organized. Can't tell. It looks like we need more on the east. It's really crazy you can heal supplies and things like that. It's like we do only have 3 of us, it looks like, on the east here. If y'all are doing okay. Alright, so I just gotta make sure everything is healed up. Gotta heal these supplies. That one's about to be burning. Maybe I could have actually done it in time, but this is just the weirdest thing because you can... Wow, actually I could have diffused that. I didn't realize that was going to be going on so long. But I can actually extinguish this and heal it at the same time. It's always been that way with epic battles, but it's still just super weird to me. So yeah, my job is to heal things. And not just people, but heal actual things, objects. We really don't have many people on the east here. I wonder... if just more goes on in the west, but... I haven't seen any here destroyed. So, yeah, I don't know where the destroyed supplies are coming from. I don't know if there's a third area down there. I don't know, maybe we have had destroyed supplies, but from what I have seen, we've been keeping up. I'll need to get the winch there with that. And the only problem with targeting these is I have to individually click them, so it's a little bit harder to see what I need to heal and how much. Thought there were supplies around here, so maybe we did have some destroyed on our side. It's just like a super weird experience in general, just healing supplies. But if they can be healed with my rune magic things, it's almost like minstrel, because I'm doing like mending verse, things like that, rid of health, bombastic inspiration, and an epic for the ages, but it's a little bit different because I'm not actually like playing an instrument. It's more a speech type magic, I think. I guess I could actually extinguish that while I am healing it, but do y'all have a healer on your side? Okay. I see they're taking a lot of damage, that's why I thought maybe it would be useful to go there, but it sounds like they do have a healer. They're also split up into 2 groups, I think, based on like their engineering ranks and things like that. I wonder if my bubble even goes to the supplies. I don't think it would, but I know it goes to like... This is going to get a lot of fire on it, so heal this. We have a ton of goblins here. If we could get some AoE damage. We're now power. Oh, Wayne died. Yeah, the winch is going down fast. I didn't realize I was out of power and couldn't heal, and then I just took a ton of damage and died myself. So it's kind of crazy how all of a sudden that happened on that side. But I guess this is the other side. It looks basically the same. Oh, we had a commander fall. Oh, soldiers are dying. That's not good. And we've had banners burned. Wow. Oh. They got taken care of that quickly. So it sounds like we aren't doing too well either. Again, I've run the stream to actually doing duo and things like that, but so this is back to what I was doing last time and just healing the commanders and things like that. Wonder, maybe I'll get the regular armor. But I am running out of power again doing all this healing all these banners and all these supplies. Really makes me run out of power. And there are a lot of things going on with this epic battle other than just healing that other people are doing. So we have like higher rank engineers that do things with the catapults to destroy enemy catapults, which those do a ton of damage, but we also have things like these soldiers and all the mobs fighting up here. Oops. See, just building my attunement so I can give these guys an extra security bubble. That'll help restore their morale, and just tech all these soldiers. Again, I gotta do it individually, so it's a bit odd. But I will do that. Oh, I see like their morale when I click them, but it was just taking a minute to update. So like, this guy's actually low on morale, but a couple I clicked earlier were like showing low morale, then instantly went back to where they normally are. Or where they actually are. Guess I should check the other side. I forget we don't just have one area. Oh, and they're mostly good on morale on this side. Yeah, still healing soldiers. It looks like enemies are coming back, and I just took a bunch of damage, I think, from an enemy catapult. So it sounds like we have a tough side mission encounter. So I think we need to get like the enemy catapults defeated, and then we can head down and do the trolls. I think the trolls are like an actual usual raid type thing, it sounds like. This one we got actually done with duo with platinum. It was super easy, but it sounds like it's a bit harder with the raid version. Not sure the exact way you're supposed to go down, so I think jumping is the best option. This time I at least like am healing an NPC, so it makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, I gotta keep all these guys carrying the rocks alive. These ones I can't even click. That's a bit odd. One of the laborers I was able to. Ooh, that did a ton of damage to me. Probably shouldn't have been standing in front of him because he did like in frontal AoE. I'm having trouble. My targeting is not working here. That's a bit odd. Yeah, my left click is for some reason I'm not untargeting people, and it's super weird. I'm not even sure. Yeah, my left click is not working. So my left click isn't working, so I can't target anything to heal it now. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, but that's just targeting enemies. Like, it does work for that, but I can't do like the NPCs, the laborers, because they're getting defeated. That's super weird. I haven't had this issue ever in LOTRO. I don't know what was going on with that, but at least I can heal the people in my group. I can click them. I just can't. I don't know if there's a way to target through allies. That's weird. It sounds like other people are having the issue, so it's not just me, but like we're having laborers defeated. I want to heal those, and I was able to target one for a little bit. I can tab target and like click their health bars, but the best I can do is hope to get an AoE heal with the bubble, and that actually targets it. And the leak can target the powder cast, but I still can't target the allies. I don't know, there might be F9 targets allies. That is good to know, Wolf Mika. It looks like that targets the nearest ally. I don't know if that will target an NPC. But I will check. Let's see. F9. That is not targeting the laborer, unfortunately. I think my bubble will hit him, yeah. I don't think the runestone hits him, but maybe it does. I wonder I can see. NPC key mapping. F10. Okay. Aha. Thank you for mentioning that, Wolf Mika, because I was able to look up NPC. So if you press F10, that will target the nearest NPC if anybody else heals. Well, he's doing it. This is super weird. I haven't ever used like the F9, F10 buttons before. Usually for selecting, tab to cycle through the enemies and like delete to cycle through items. Normally I don't like cycle through allies with like F9. Oh, yeah, I can click on them now after activating that. That's super weird. Yeah, I even turned it back off and it works again. Oh. Oh. No, it's not working again. Oh, I went. This is super weird. Okay, now my clicking's not working even with floating names off. But it was working again. Oh, now I'm able to click. I really don't know what's going on with the clicking issues here, but it's super weird. And we are having time penalty, but it doesn't look like as many laborers are being defeated, at least. We still only have 3. I think I have another do not fall, maybe. Well, the Mistral is up a little bit. Maybe the Guardian. Try floating names again. You can actually heal the rock piles. I don't know if those ever take damage, but that's kind of weird. There's actually the rock wall I can heal. I didn't know I could have been healing that this whole time. I don't know how we're doing with this one because we're starting to get a lot of time penalty and we're getting close to sealed, but it seems like we're not making much progress anymore. I thought we were about done. I don't know if it got like unsealed somehow. I haven't been paying too much attention, mainly healing here, of course. Oops. Not meant to use Essence of Winter. Ooh, that laborer, good thing I targeted him, he's going down fast. But yeah, this is just super weird to me, not only the targeting issues, but just the whole healing with it and how much chaos there is in this side mission. We need 5 more things to seal it. I feel like we're about to lose our merit. We're like halfway at the bottom to where we're just like losing. And I don't even think we'd get a bronze medal now if we like complete it. The last one we didn't get a bronze medal either, but we did complete it. I don't know where Brandon is. Maybe he's like up at the top helping with things like that, which makes sense that we have to have people there. I think the Minstrel's back key is going down. I'll get my do not fall on him just in case. And I'm actually having power issues. Okay, so that labor is good. I don't know, do we only have 1 laborer? I'm not seeing another, maybe that's why it's going so slowly. We need 3 more, so maybe we just have to wait for the single laborer. I'm not seeing another one at least. Gambling, he might help with that. normally, floating names just clutters up the screen, so normally I don't like it, but sometimes it is useful, like even now to target the laborer specifically. It probably would have been helpful to have up from the beginning, but I'm just so used to not using it. Oh, you can actually use heal and armor on him. I did not know that either. But we just need 2 more. Oh, I just saw right here, so I was looking at how many more rocks we needed. We need 2 more. So it said do not allow laborers to be defeated 3 out of 4, so we actually did have a whole but 1. I could have just looked there. And somehow these orcs are still getting through. We do need 2 more rocks, but that's a tough area to get through. It looks like they're both bringing rocks, so hopefully this gets it done and we actually get it done here, but do some bubbles, extra heals. So we got it done. Again, no actual medal from that, but nice to get it done because this is our first time with the raid and it does seem like one of the tougher epic battles we have done. I have only done, at least on this server, my recent, going back with Helm's Deep, have only done Helm's Dyke and Helm's Deep here. Is this one? This one's called Deeping Wall, not Helm's Deep. I think it's actually at Helm's Deep though. But I don't remember. I remember the Glittering Caves had epic battle because it was in a cave. But eventually I'll probably try the other ones on this server, but overall I just don't enjoy epic battles all that much to where I'm like super excited to get to the other ones. And again, as I mentioned, I am most interested in like the larger group versions because I think they're more exciting in general. So like the Fellowship one, we only have Helm's Dyke, and the Raid one, we only have Deeping Wall here, so that's pretty much all I'm really interested in running, and that's just like when we have a Ken event for it. For the epic battles, otherwise, on this character in general, I'm just like questing on West Rohan. There's, I guess the other thing on this server that I am doing is, I feel like I've been able to use a ton of Do Not Falls, but these epic battles do last a while, so it'd probably be expected that I will be casting a lot throughout. But anyway, the other thing on the server, at least with my Ken, is we're doing our low-level progression group, so I'm like doing Warrior on my Beorning, and might even do that on a couple other characters. But compared to when we were doing like raids at like even level 85, because we were doing a lot of scaling stuff, I think that was pretty fun. But I think we'll do the new stuff, the epic battles, for a bit. It's just we're really limited on what we can do with them again. I can probably, since I'm actually an officer, I can do useful officer things and give them arrow volley armor. Also give them a heal up and then individually target these, then the guys on the other side I will use my bubble on. Oh, I don't know if I just mishit that bubble. Oh, these are all enemies. I was like, it didn't really hit everybody here. But there are a lot of enemies. I don't think my AoE damage really contributes, but can do something. Yeah, it probably is better if I just stick to healing. It's just, after a while, I'm just like healing soldiers, healing things. It's not as exciting as like healing my group in a raid. Especially since I do have to individually click everybody. That additionally makes it less exciting. Oh yeah, kind of forgot about the banners. I can heal those up very quickly. That's one thing I just always forget about in this epic battle, is healing the banners. It's also, they don't like have their like a health bar or anything. It just makes me think about it. Like on the side I have like all my Fellowship health, and I can see who needs healing with the soldiers and the banners and things like that. I think it makes healing less fun just because I'm I have to actually target the things and don't know what they actually look like until I target them. But I will say it is interesting just casting a bunch of heals on banners and things like that when I do remember to do it. So we have another side mission here. We need to defeat all the Shakai Overseers and defeat all 3 Shakai Overseers within 10 minutes. 4, 7, 10 minutes have passed. Oh, that's like red if we get that. Oh, so these are like, okay, arch nemesis maybe even? That's why we have so long. Yeah, these are arch nemesises. Arch nemesi? Probably, I don't know, I would think arch nemesises would be the plural for that. I don't know why I'm not like actually healing anybody, but so we have to kill 3 of these. I don't know if this is where all 3 come up. I only see 1. I can do all the healing I can do, but that's pretty much it. If we have a tank or somebody taking all the damage, I can see who he's targeting. He's targeting the enemy captain, so that's actually easy. Oops, I meant to do damage. I did not mean to click everything there. I just wanted to give them boost in damage, but that's okay. Or boost in damage and armor. So I should have a good bubble here. We'll use our Fates Entwine. Yep. This would be a very nice time to have some AoE. I do have the skill I use, but okay, gotta get this Guardian, heal it up as best as I can, and I am running low on power, so that's great. I'll use Steady Hands just because, I can't get to the captain. But hopefully we'll start getting some damage on this one. We need to kill Hambar. The NPCs here, if I can find the commander, I will do useful officer things. Where's my silence? Hopefully it's that one. Actually, I think I found it too late to try and use it. Power cost. Epic for the ages, get splash heal. I don't know who all that splash heal hits, but if it functions similar to the bubble, should have everybody kind of around the area. Having so many power issues just because I'm having to do so much healing, but for a little bit I won't have power cost. So far we're actually doing okay with this one. I'm just running low on power. I should have a ton of power potions, I just don't see them on my bar. Or apparently they were on my bar and I was just not seeing them. So the other one's in the middle. Oops, there was a commander low on health. Should actually probably, while I'm thinking about it, click these banners. They're a little bit low. There are just so many enemies here. This actually feels a little bit more epic than anything we've done in an epic battle, so it's pretty nice. Hey Santos Mario, I don't know if I actually said hello. But pretty busy here in this epic battle. Yes, how many hours do I have in this game? I don't know, but I can tell you that I have probably close to 10 years? Maybe about 9 years that I have played LOTRO, and I do play it a lot because I find it fun. One of the things actually I like about it. So we got a gold medal on that. That's been our best side mission that we have done here, but wow, we've had so many banners burned and soldiers defeated. I'm like running so low on power just trying to keep up with all this healing here. One of those kind of not so good power potions, and I can use my power restore, but get these banners healed up and do what I can with that to try and prevent any more damage. Hopefully we can get through the epic battle. I don't know if we have any more side missions. If it's like the other one, that would be it. But maybe we get 4 for it being like raid version for some reason. Doing this duo, we only had 2. Well, the banner gets the bubble. I think supplies earlier. The little supply boxes I was healing was pretty crazy. Those did not get the bubble, but these banners somehow get the bubble. So I did not play LOTRO since the start. I think the start of the game was closer to 2007, if I remember correctly. So a few years before I started, but I started playing during the 2nd expansion, shortly before the 3rd expansion to the game. And I feel like the past kind of 2 years have been some of the most enjoyable times I have had in LOTRO, which is nice that for a game so old, the newer content and some of the updates they've been making more recently have been super fun to me. There was kind of a middle period of a few years I wasn't enjoying as much, but... Ooh, that soldier's almost dead. We've only had 9 soldiers defeated, which is honestly surprising to me. I think having the banners burned is worse than soldiers defeated, so now that I'm actually thinking about it compared to earlier when I never even clicked one, I'm just more having those in mind with healing. But with the soldiers, I talked about this, it's kind of annoying. You just have to click in each individual one and don't know who's low on health and how much you have to heal them up or anything like that. But yeah, I think this epic battle in general is more enjoyable than the duo version. It is still tough for us, still learning how to go about it best. I think Helm's Dyke we have down pretty decently in what to do. We have that one like engineer, even lower rank engineer is pretty useful. I am a low rank officer and I'm actually not even doing too much with like targeting. So I have these abilities. I actually have stuff that can improve vanguards and and engineers. I probably should be using those. I forget about the banners, but the target priority, that is one thing. What do I have this engineer bonus? Oh yeah, I think we're doing good as well for that. Especially it was so tough doing it duo. So I said dolo, like combining solo and duo, but I meant duo. But yeah, just compared to what I talked about the first time we tried this with like 6 people is insane, and even the duo and solo version, it's just kind of crazy. The difficulty with this one, you have to, I feel like just this one in general, being higher rank helps. And I'm actually rank 2 officer now. I forgot about that. Rank 6, that's probably pretty crazy. So for this one, I like getting the heal potency because the heal is very useful here since they take so much damage. It's good that somebody pointed out this commander, because, yeah, with the targeting of them, that is what needs to be done. So, we are done, and got some boxes, so I'll go ahead and open all mine. Oh, Engineer's Resolute Necklace. I think I would have rather Stars of Merit, but that's okay. Alright, I guess we are good to leave. I don't know what they are doing here. Because as far as I know, we are done, but everybody's hanging in here for some reason. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave this instance, or it's going to teleport me out. I don't even have to leave. So yeah, that was actually, I think, a lot better than the Duo version as far as enjoyability. The Duo version just took so long, it felt like, and kind of boring, but I feel like this is the most exciting epic battle. So as far as epic battles go, I hope we do this one a lot more with the raid if we get that many people. When we do. Hobstrel, that's a pretty good name, Hobbit Minstrel. It would be a really bad name if he wasn't a Hobbit Minstrel, though. Don't know why I opened my vault, but I just wanted to look at my gear, and as far as the rest of the stream goes, it's pretty open. I still have quite a bit of time. I can do stuff. I don't know if, as far as the king goes, if we're going to do anything more. So, yeah, I'll probably go back to questing and get settled back with West Rohan, at least for now, but I'll see after, like, everybody takes a break and see who may still be interested in stuff. So one thing with these streams, I was just getting Twitter notifications, is LOTRO, their official Twitter, retweeted my recent tweet about streams, and since I've like come back to start doing content, a lot of people like those tweets and then retweet them further, so that's nice. I'm still, like, with my channel, still like trying to get back to where it was. I haven't talked about this too much, but like viewership in general and things like that have dropped, but it's surprising how many people have like stuck with my channel and have been excited for my return after not really making any videos or streaming or anything for so long. Yeah, so yeah, just still with my channel, trying to get back to where I was as far as progression with like channel growth. But with LOTRO retweeting me, that type of stuff definitely helps, I think. I don't know if anybody here is like from that. It was just kind of a random thing since I saw more notifications coming in from that, but yeah, I actually spend, I was going to say spend a lot of time on Twitter. I don't actually spend a lot of time on Twitter, but as far as like sharing things with my channel and as far as that goes, like pretty much the only place I do that is Twitter. I don't really use any. I guess I actually do use Reddit. And the LOTRO subreddit shares some of my stuff. I don't like to spam it with like every video I do, that would be crazy, but some things I share there, and I think a few people probably introduces just like a wider variety of people to my channel, which as far as like I'm concerned is good. I'm trying to think where I need to go. So I have a book quest. That is what I'm trying to find, not the Rise of Isengard book quest, which I abandoned on this character. I did, so on this character with Rise of Isengard, I actually did a lot of it, but I skipped the very early stuff and skipped the book quest, just because I wanted to level and do the zones. I wasn't as interested in doing the full like book quest and all that, so it was pretty fun the way I did it. And then I actually went straight through and got like level 76 out of all that, and then went through Rohan and skip most of that questing on this character. I actually did a lot of warbands was how I leveled up, and then did do some like instance runs. So I still need warg teeth. I did not do that. That was one of the things I wanted to do while down at that cave, but was not able to. But I only need 2 more warg teeth, so I should be able to find 2 more wargs around this little camp, I think, and then we can see the book quest from there. But I switched back to the yellow line, so get a little bit of different gameplay again. And actually get like some comparison. I feel like that fight went faster than fire, but it's almost hard to tell because fire you have the induction before the fight starts with SAF fire, which is a pretty long induction. And it's just the pacing in general is completely different between the 2 specs, even if like the overall time of combat may be similar, or maybe it is way different. Could use combat analysis. I do actually have that plugin if I really wanted to test it, but I'm not sure I'm quite that interested in it right now. But that would give like some maybe more quantifiable difference. But anyway, just going to look for 1 more warg up here, because supposedly according to the map there could be a warg up here, but I think earlier I didn't see one, and now here is one. For some reason I did think I found one up here when I went here, but on the west side there, closer to the town, is where I did not see one. This fight definitely took longer, yeah, I wasn't doing a great job on that fight, so that is one reason it took longer. First off, I used like sustaining bolt just when I got to maximum attunement, which isn't that good. And then that kind of set the whole fight off, but I also didn't get any like crits or anything like that, which definitely helped with lightning. So I'll turn this in and see where that leads from here. I think Underharrow, I thought I remembered it a little bit differently. I might be confusing it like what I thought it was with a different time period, but the Orc Cave was pretty nice. Otherwise, this general area, besides the Orc Cave, I don't think the questing was all that like exciting to me, at least. Here's the cloak finally, just double checking, yeah, they're all the same, so I don't really like that. I guess I could actually look at the if you dyed it. Looks a little bit more neat, but I don't think I'd ever actually use that. For cosmetics, so I need to go to Aldberg in the Eastfold, and I have another quest for Aldberg in the Eastfold, I think, another, like one of those breadcrumb quests, so we'll probably head there next. I'll see where this turn-in in Edoras goes, and then, yeah, go to Aldberg. See how those quests are. Yeah, with this double XP, I'm like really going up in XP. It's pretty crazy. I should take this opportunity in general to do like, so tomorrow I'm doing a Louisden stream in the morning and like a Beorning stream in the evening Sunday. And I don't know exactly how long the bonus XP goes, the VIP weekend. Usually, I think it would go to like very early Tuesday morning at like 3 AM or something. I don't know if that's like exactly correct, but for some reason I'm thinking something like that along the lines of it at least. But I don't know, maybe just thinking what would be a good time for me to like level some characters that I want to level with an XP buff. Not really coming up with anything actually. Like some of my alts on this server I wouldn't mind leveling just to go through a little bit faster, but I don't really have anything like specific I want to do on them or level them up for, the ones on this server again. I have like mainly my hunter and my burglar would be the 2 lower level ones that I'm most interested in leveling. I'm trying to even think what other characters I have that it would be nice on. But with the hunter and burglar, I'm maybe a little bit interested in the hunter, but not in the mood for burglar. Like at all to play it. Usually I'm excited for bonus XP weekends. I think I leveled up quite a few of my alts on this server, and I've just done a lot of leveling before I started like streaming and making videos again. I was just like leveling characters, and that's actually one video topic I want to do but just haven't quite gotten around to doing. Something about that. So that quest is done. It was just word from Harrowdale, so done. So I think we can go to Alberg. I will ride my worsty the whole way. I really like the view that this town provides. The landscape up north might not be as exciting. We're kind of in the part of West Rohan. It seems like that there's more variety around the mountain and more trees and things like that. So maybe we'll see how it is up to the north, where it looks like there's, at least for a while, a little bit less variation. To the Eastfold area, it looks like it could be interesting. Oh, hopefully I can get out this gate. Okay, yeah, it just opens. I was like, there shouldn't be much reason that's like closed. Alright, just make sure I'm on the right path here. I need to go around this way. I might head out and just quest for now. Yep, I just kind of want to get going with West Rohan and get towards 95 for that stuff. Oh, that wasn't me. So somebody apologized to me for over cranking my catapult, but it was somebody else that was working on a catapult then. That. I don't know where this goes to. Oh, that's to the other housing neighborhood. So I knew the entrance to the flat one, the meadows, and this is the one on the mountain, the housing neighborhood. But anyway, I didn't know what that was. I don't know why I'm fighting this thing, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe with fire I can kill mobs like that, but yeah, this landscape, I've talked about it, but foresty areas, this isn't really foresty, but treed areas like this I don't think are that bad, and they're actually pretty neat. They work out well as far as like actual gameplay, navigating through them and that type of stuff. For some reason, okay, so coming out here, I'll go back to replay it. So coming out here, out of the trees, for some reason I was just like totally reminded of Minecraft. And that's not, with like Minecraft, it has like all the biomes and that sort of stuff. It's not something I'm usually reminded of in like a game like this, but this looks like a Minecraft landscape to me, like plains, and you have snowy mountains. But then you also have like your house and maybe a little farm around your house. And then trees like the forest biome. It just really reminded me of that coming out there. I don't know if anybody else has played Minecraft. It's a game that took me a while to finally start, but I kind of enjoy it and something I have to be in the mood for, but haven't played it too much in a while. But I mainly like building and not really the fighting and all that sort of stuff with it as much. And the gathering and building I think is the more fun part I have in it. But I haven't played it in a while. I was actually about a year ago maybe working on like one of my friend's servers and building houses and stuff, and I thought maybe eventually I would do a video of that like when I came back to YouTube, but I just haven't played it in about a year again. So When I said so, I meant like I need to think about what I'm doing here in this town. And it looks like just the book quest, and I have to go up to the mead hall. I don't remember Aldberg that much. I wonder if I stopped or just never got around to doing that and did like a different path, because I thought I did when I kind of stopped playing maybe like Broadacres, but I remember Torsbury. That's like a random thing for me to remember as well. But I felt like I did a little bit more with West Rohan than East Rohan back in the day, but I really don't remember. I will say the Eastfold, I remember the town Aldberg, but actually now that I'm here I just don't remember too much of it. Also, all these mead halls look almost the same. They're all pretty fancy. This one seems extra fancy, but they're pretty similar. So I don't know if I'd recognize anything by that, just because, I mean, they're all like similarly built Rohan mead halls. But like trying to think more positively, with West Rohan in general, the landscape's pretty neat. And this town structure is neat. It might be a little bit tough to navigate in. Yeah, I'm going to, again, go through all these quests and hopefully enjoy them more. It's been a little bit of a mix so far, with enjoyability, at least for me. Oh, so I'm going to disconnect from my Ken's Discord so I can take my headphones off. But I think as far as the rest of the stream goes, I actually wouldn't mind getting done with it a little bit earlier, because as I talked about earlier, it's been a crazy day for me, and I just like got done putting my couch together and eating dinner before. I don't know why I went in here. Maybe I had like a... It's the armory. I guess a lot of class trainers. Why did I go in there? Oh, the quest ring went this way, but it didn't actually go in that building. It might even have to go out of the... Oh, here it is. A little bit out of the perimeter. But here is the camp, and ooh, we need to talk to a lot of people. Or talk to a couple people. Ooh. I was not ready for them to fight me. And yes, I do think so. I don't even know what I think because I wasn't paying attention. But I do think so. Anyway, as far as like the stream goes, maybe I'll wrap up the stuff inside Albert, and then for like the next time I play on this Runekeeper, we can have a fresh start, or a somewhat fresh start in Eastfold after we do the in-town stuff, which if it's like Edoras, that's going to take forever. So hopefully it doesn't take forever. If it gets to be like where it looks like it'll take forever, I might stop in the middle, but that's just to give a little bit of outlook about how much longer I will be going with this stream. So while we're doing this, and while I get ready for potentially stopping the stream if the quest wrapped up really quickly, I do want to talk a little bit. Thought he had another quest, but I think the icon was just blending in with the yellow background up there. With the upcoming content, I talked about this a lot last stream, partially because I was playing Captain, but I'll have that kind of experimental Captain series. And since I finished my 2 Runekeeper guides and have those up, the last one was today, I have to start working on new guides. So there's been a little bit, not too much feedback with those. I actually just haven't seen too much with those in general. Hopefully they're helpful. I was thinking the 7 tips one I had today would be exciting. And I have had a few people, I think, be interested in that for other classes. So it looks like I'm actually ready to head out. So I think I will wrap up this stream here kind of sudden. But I think that'll be good to get a fresh start here, and as far as like what I personally need to do for the rest of the day, I wouldn't mind not going straight to bed right after streaming. And since I started earlier, we have been going over 2 hours, and we already did like Deeping Wall and all that stuff. So this is actually kind of neat view. The landscape's green, but it looks a little bit darker green maybe than what I'm used to, like in a good way. Maybe even a more saturated green, and It even almost makes the sky look green here, but I think Rohan overnight and night in general in LOTRO looks pretty neat, but this is just better than I always remember the landscape. I think I always thought of like East Rohan, which wasn't as exciting to me with the landscape, and maybe just like paying attention more to things I like about it now. But anyway, as far as this stream goes, I hope you all enjoyed the epic battle with Deeping Wall and some of the quests we did with like Underharrow. Again, that was a little bit mixed, but I really did enjoy the Orc Cave and running through the landscape there at least, even though it took a while to go around the Winding Pass. But anyway, tomorrow I do have a few streams scheduled, well, 2 more streams scheduled. So tomorrow morning I will be back on Louisden going to test a morning stream. And then Sunday evening I'll be back with the Mithril League here on Anor, but doing my Beorning, tanking Mori instances. But otherwise, I hope you all did enjoy the stream, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, and thanks for watching and joining in all the chatting early on, everybody.